Good morning, friends. Now we will start basic of the quadratic equation. Do you know what is a quadratic equation? A quadratic equation is a second degree equation in any variable. See, I am writing x square plus 5x plus 4 equal to 0. So this is an equation. Why equation? Because equal to is here. In second degree, why? Highest variable's power is 2. The power of the variable, highest power of the variable is 2. So second degree equation is a quadratic equation. We will be concentrating on solving the quadratic equation. What is the meaning of solving? We have to get the value of the variable in whose term the equation is. How we will get? Two methods are there that we will be discussing. Now, what the solution of that equation is known as? These are known as roots of the equation. These are known as zeros of the equation. Why zeros? Because if we put that value of x here, that will make equation equal to 0. That is why it is known as zeros of the equation as well. The first method we will see for solving the quadratic equation is factorization method. And the second method we will see using the formula. Suppose I am taking a question x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So we need to factorize it. We need to split it in the form of one linear thing into another linear thing and we'll get the value of the variable. So middle term splitting we can easily do. We can just write 3x plus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. X if I take common it is x plus 3 and 2 if I take common x plus 3 here, and it is ultimately giving us x plus 3 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we write what is actually this is. We should understand the thing. We should not blindly write the things. One thing into another thing. The product of two things is 0. What does this mean? One of the things will be 0 because we know that 5 into 0 is 0 or 0 into 5 is 0. That means one thing should be 0 at least. So we can write either x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. Here x is coming out to be minus 3 and x is coming out to be minus 2. So minus 3 and minus 2 are the roots of the given quadratic equation. Also the zeros of the quadratic equation. So by this method we can find the solution of a quadratic equation very easily. But sometimes what we see, the factorization is not possible. Then what we do? We use a formula of quadratic equation solving to get the values of the variable. What is that formula? See, if a quadratic equation is in form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then the solution is given as x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is very universal formula. You won't be applying this in 10th standard. In throughout your life, you have to solve the quadratic equation. You need that formula to get the solution. We just write this thing as minus b plus minus this thing, this particular thing is known as discriminant of the quadratic equation. So what is discriminant of the quadratic equation? It is b square minus 4ac. So by putting the values of the a, b, c, we can get the solution very easily. But can we predict the roots of the equation without finding it? Yes, it is possible with the value of the discriminant. Discriminant is a magic thing that will predict us in advance what type of roots will be. Just I am writing here If discriminant is equal to 0, what does this we see? We see that d is 0, x is minus b by 2a. That means roots are there. That means roots are real and equal. So what relation we are getting? When discriminant is 0, roots are real and equal. So anyway, we get discriminant 0, we can just predict that roots will be real and equal. Sometimes some variable is given. Suppose they write the equation like that: 3x square minus kx plus 5 is equal to 0. They just say for what value of k the equation will have equal and real roots. What we will do? We will just find its discriminant, put it equal to 0. We will get an equation in the terms of k and we'll get the value of k easily. So that is the application. Now another thing, when d is greater than 0, we see that x will be minus b plus something by 2a and minus b plus something by 2a. d is greater than 0, that means the thing inside the root is positive. If some positive thing is inside the root, that means it got real values. So if d is greater than 0, roots will be real and unequal. So wherever we have to proceed that roots are given real only, what we will do? We will just write d is greater than equal to 0. Greater than equal to 0, that covers real. Real of this thing, real of this thing. But what happens when d is coming out to be less than 0? If d is less than 0, roots are not real. How can you say? Because you see here, if inside the root a negative thing is there, that is not real. We will see that in later course. That is imaginary number. We will see in complex number. So roots won't be real. Anytime you are getting discriminant is less than 0, no real roots. You just directly write. So you can predict about the roots very easily with these things. Now we will solve the quadratic equation, which is not easily factorizable, with the help of the formula given here. Suppose I am taking one equation, 3x square minus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. We need to solve it. We cannot factorize it because the project is coming out to be 3 into minus 4 minus 12, and minus 12 cannot be factorized in a way to give minus 2. Is it? So we will use the formula. So firstly we need to find the discriminant. What is that? Minus, that is b square minus 4ac. So it is coming out to, what is b? b is minus 2. Don't say 2. Always take any number along with a sign. As we used to say, Mr. John, Mrs. Savita, like that. So same way, you just say the number along with positive 2, minus 2, like that. Make a habit. So it is coming out to be minus 2 square minus 4ac. 4 into 3 into c, what's that? Minus 4. So coming out to be 4 plus, this is 48. Coming out to be 52. So we can get the value of the roots. What? See, x is equal to, we know, minus b plus minus root under d by 2a. So it is coming out to be minus b is what? Minus 2 plus minus under root 52 by 2a. 2 into 3. So we got the value of the variables. So we learn to get the value of x by factorization and with the help of the formula also. We also got the condition when the roots will be real, when the roots will be equal, and when the roots will not exist. No real roots. Hope you are understanding this basic. Thank you.